Good evening, YouTubers. Reloading Bench back with you once again. And I promise you this is new, but along the same path with discussing stuff I've covered in the past with the Frankfurt Arsenal, what used to be called the FX-10, which is now the X-10, and which is no longer $700. And I've never gotten a response. So, I've made a couple videos and updates on what it was. And then I made a video short, maybe a month ago, 3 weeks ago, about the pilot program, the beta program, and some of the issues that were happening. But what I thought was interesting is, so I'm following this in the background, I would say. Every week or two, I'll go search on YouTube to see what's up with new videos. And here's what I find really interesting. These 50 people who have made into this, who are part of this beta program or pilot program, they released, all of them released, not all of them, a handful of them released shorts or videos right when they got the machine, unpacking, talking about how wonderful it is, basically just letting the shell plate manipulate, and you could hear the mechanics and how smooth it was and such. And there's one or two people that were documenting some of the challenges, like the clutch, the cam, small primer, and others. And one guy talked about, hey, the bullet feeding option will be available in early 23. And I think I even thought to myself when I heard that, yeah, that's probably wishful thinking. So as of today, if you look at their website, actually I'll do this in a couple different orders. I went to search for an update, and they did have an update, and the update was around SHOT Show. So they released this, not released, but they showed this press during SHOT Show last year. So a year from last year, they're still in the same boat. It's not officially released, and these two guys, this Frankfurt guy, I can't remember his name, and this guy, because you could see his badge, Kevin. This guy is a DB. It's funny because he, when you listen to him, he wants to sound like, an old school single stage reloader who knows everything about it. You can hear him calling things the wrong names. You would have thought they would have got a better guy to do this particular demo / interview with the Frankfurt guy to show off the press, because this guy does more, in my opinion, more damage than he does help. But what was interesting, and what I did take note of, is, I don't know if you can see it right there, but it's the bullet feeding adapter, because there's the case feeder. So here's the bullet feeder, and he said, he started by saying early summer, and then this dude, early summer, and you can find this on YouTube. Just do Frankfurt Arsenal X-10 SHOT Show. So this dude was talking about early summer, and that quickly changed to late summer, all in the same interview. He talked about pricing. He didn't go over functionality. You didn't see the press operate. They were just talking about static stuff. But if you look at Hornady, whoopsie, Freudian slip there. If you look at Frankfurt's site, they now list or show, coming soon, the X-10 pistol bullet collator with a price of $149. That does not include the die, the pistol bullet feeding die. And this dude, whatever his name was, said the die configuration was between $1. I think he wanted to, I want to say that it was $1.25 up. So when I did the mental math, maybe it was even $1.75. But when I did the mental math, adding this bullet collator with the bullet feeding die, and I'm guessing there's some specialness because there's electronics here, so it's not just like buying a Hornady bullet feeding die and sticking it on this press. There's probably something going on that speaks to something to make sure that things are happening, which, again, this is has some pretty cool features in terms of electronics and the number of stations things plug into. But the press, as of, what's today, the 20-something-ish, What is today? Today is today is, well, I don't even see how you can tell a date on your watch. Let's see. Today is calendar 23rd. So I think when I did the mental math, it was like 350-ish, and that's before tax and shipping and any other fees. So about 350-ish to add on to this 1,200. So we're probably talking $1,600 plus dies. So I'm thinking you're looking at, you know, when you pimp this out with your extra dies, extra decapping, extra lockout die, depending on which dies you go with. You know, you go with Lee, you're not going to spend more than $50 for the 4 dies. You go with somebody else, you might spend hundreds of dollars. So this is now coming in fully baked with, I would say, medium cost dies, probably close to $2,000 list. And I'm seeing this on Midway. You can't order it, but at least the street price is $9.99. So I'm guessing the street price on this probably not going to go down too much because of what you're getting and what you're paying here. So they know that you want the goodies for making this thing operate. But again, I'd probably go with all mechanics. So if I was to pick the press up, get rid of the shell collator, shell feeder, wouldn't opt for this. And then I would go with some double alpha solutions for both the bullet feeding as well as the case feeding maybe, or, you know, some other manufacturers. But the interesting news, again, this guy was talking about late summer for this. So all you folks who are thinking, oh, early 2023, nah, I don't even think the press is going to ship for a few more months. I'm thinking maybe second quarter, maybe beginning of second half before you actually see this in stock. So I still think they're working through things. And again, this guy talked about all the minor stuff, and he made it sound like non-issues. And I would say the clutch, the cam, the split bearings, the small pistol priming, I would call those some issues of concern. So they're definitely shaking this out. So don't be surprised if you see the X-10 at SHOT Show 24. So that is all for now. Take care, folks.